What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Don't Forget About Me, the Supernova version, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. Alright guys, Midnight Potions are live in the game, as well as everything that goes with it on land. So you got your Aura Labs, your Aura Lab permits, and of course the new Aura Research. The new Aura Resource is what I meant to say. I want to just focus in on the Midnight Potions themselves. This is the final product, and the first kind of like final product through and from land that we have in the game. So it's exciting to see all of this just kind of working. And now that it's available, you can go through and you can actually buy them in the non-card market. So let me just show you here. There's two ways in which you can get to this. So let's say you're in the shop and you go to potions, for example. You can find it here along with the legendary and alchemy. And this essentially just takes you to the non-card market. Or you could just go over to the other items. I guess this one is called. And then right now I have it filtered out for consumables, right? But it's going to be there with everything else. But this is the first consumable item that we have, which is really exciting because I really hope that a lot of the other items and spells within land end up being consumable like this. That way, it gives land ongoing utility forever, and it would be super cool. So, where are we at from a pricing standpoint? Well, we're at about 23 cents now, and I'm recording this, I don't know, maybe 6-ish or so hours after the launch, maybe like 8 hours or so after this has gone live. So we're not anywhere near like the amount or where like production should be. Somebody's probably just waking up, and they're going to turn Aura on their land, right? And then they'll start producing. But what I think is cool here is at the top, you can see just how many potions have been issued, right? So, and again, this is different. You need to go buy your Aura Lab permit. You need to change one of your land plots. People probably went through, because I'm assuming there's like a 24-hour delay, right? Unless you spend time crystals. So I'm sure some people spend some time crystals on that. That's why we're getting it within less than 24 hours. And here we are. It's still very early days. But this total amount issued is fascinating to me because now we can see just how much is well, I don't know if it's how much is out there, but how much has been produced. I'd love if they can also provide how much is actually out there. And the reason for this is because if you go to the shop and we go to Conclave Arcana, you can see here that we have, I think it's like over 130,000 packs that have been purchased in total, right? There you go, 130,774. So again, if every pack were to be opened and to use 5 of these Midnight Potions in total, that'd be 650,000 potions, right? We clearly don't have 650,000 potions available, although that is coming in 2 weeks, right? So there's still a bit of time between now and then. But what's interesting about this, right, at least in the general sense of how it'll all work, is that obviously we're not going to have all the packs get open right away, nor are we going to have like every pack potentially use these potions, right? Some people might just be like, the cost is too high. Essentially what this is adding on is almost like another $1, right, to the cost of every single pack. It doesn't matter what you bought the pack for, but I would assume that these prices are going to continue trending downwards. How low they go, I don't know. But for reference, the other two potions tend to be around like the 4 to 5 cent range. So if they're at that level, I don't know if Midnight Potions would reach that. My guess is that they would, right? My guess is that like just out of pure efficiency, they would. Now, obviously, how these are produced is very different from the other potions. Those are like unlimited. You can just go and buy them, and they essentially burn DEC. But with these potions, right, it all depends on supply and demand. And my guess is that we're going to trend closer to those prices. Maybe we don't get down to the 4 to 5 cent range, but I don't think we're also going to be at 20 cents a potion. Maybe we will. I don't know. Maybe we will, but adding $1 onto every pack may not be in the appetite for everybody, right? That being said, 650,000 potions getting used. I mean, we would have to produce that between now and, May 13th. But again, even if it's half of that, it'd be still over like 300,000 potions, right? In terms of like half the packs getting opened at that time. That being said, we are still only at like 20% of like what is available during the pre-sale. And obviously, once the general sale starts, you might get more packs that get purchased, right? As people see these cards in action and want to play, want to participate, and more importantly, want to roll the dice on seeing if they can get one of these black foil cards, especially early on, right? Especially early on with mint numbers and all this stuff and how all that's going to work. I think that it's going to be something super exciting once Conclave Arcana launches. I know that the pre-sale is kind of stalled out a little bit right now, but I do think that there are a lot of people waiting to see if SPS is going to go up, and there's still, a little under 2 weeks left to see if SPS is going to go up. Bitcoin's been rallying, so maybe that'll help and the market sentiment will improve overall. But if SPS goes up even just 10%, 20%, that's 10% or 20% more packs that people can buy, right? And I'm talking about going from 1 cent to 1.2 or 1.1 or 1.2, right? It's not like that high. We were there before, but for people that literally have hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of SPS available, I think that there will be some kind of rush towards the end to buy. Now, will that lead to a spike in the SPS price? Will it lead to a sustained upward SPS price? Probably not. There's still a ton of SPS out there. But I think that overall, the presale is not done yet, is what I'm trying to say. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Just wanted to cover the midnight potions real quick. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.